Warning, this show contains strong language and topics that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, Regular Sam, what do you think of my Suplah logo?
We've changed it, Second Sam.
Well, I made this an hour ago. That's fine, I'll make another
No,
one.
we've changed it again.
Welcome to Suplah City.
Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to another edition of the Suplah. I'm Carmine, and with me is no one. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to not the first solo edition of the Suplah. I'm all by my lonesome here, and there's almost no news to talk about, but I'll make do. Also, in other news, am I drunk? We'll just have to find out, won't we? But first, let's read some comments.
Everybody's talking at me.
So the last episode was the SummerSlam review and fallout, and why The Miz is awesome. I wasn't on this episode, so don't blame the title on me. Bullet Club versus The Shield says, what if WWE does Sasha Banks versus Bayley versus Charlotte for the Women's Championship at Clash of Champions? I think Sasha Banks returns before Clash of Champions. I don't know what the expected return date is for Sasha Banks and how that coincides with Clash of Champions, but I think that match would be cool. Will it ever happen? I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like the Shield triple threat that we got at Battleground, so I don't know if this particular triple threat will ever happen. There's rumors that Charlotte's going to be leaving, at least temporarily. I've heard other headlines that say her leave might be permanent. It's still kind of up in the air, at least on what's 100% correct. But what if WWE does that match? Then it'd be fucking good. Void Storm says, fact check, Sam. Oh shit. Hate to be that guy, but you called McGregor, Connor, Andy's boyfriend. Every Suplah City resident knows that Andy's true husbando, his OTP if you will, is none other than the living cardboard cutout himself, Roman Reigns. Very true, Brooks. You didn't exactly check your facts there. Gonna have to deduct some points from that. Don't know where the points are or where they'll go. We'll figure that out in post. Fuck it. Lazy Paradise says, I liked how Andy was trying so hard grasping for straws on that Miz argument, but ended up falling flat on his smart face while Sam just sat there right in front of him, shaking his head in shame. We all know you didn't like the promo because you're a huge Daniel Bryan fan, but would it really kill you to be a little bit unbiased and a little bit less of an annoying smark? Also, good job, Sam. Brilliant as always. I wouldn't expect anything less from a former Suplah Co-Host of the Year winner. You got a good point, Lazy Paradise, and I hope you enjoy this episode from another Co-Host of the Year winner just as much. Heartbreak Kid 101 says, oh please Andy, you're talking shit about The Miz, who has a beautiful wife, lives in a lovely house, and has hundreds of thousands of dollars under his name, when your ass can't even get a riddle correct.
Everybody's talking at me.
So, since the usual Suplah tradition is that Andy tries to solve a riddle and fails, I mean, you know, every once in a while he gets one right, but he fails. And he's not here. I figured I will take double duty and I will play the role of Liam and Andy. Yes, I am an actor of sorts. I will take both positions, but I'll skip the voices because I am just a smidge unprepared. So the riddle is as follows. What has a head, a tail, is brown, and has no legs? I'm gonna go ahead and say oh. I have no goddamn idea. I might be a little handicapped in this particular challenge, but I'm gonna go ahead and forfeit. The answer, I will find out in a second here. A penny. So, we will now jump into the news, but before we get into the new news, which I guess is just the news, we will first get into some updates on the old news, which is, I guess, just the olds. First up, we all remember that Del Rio, Eva Marie, and Paige have all been suspended for various amounts of time. Let's update on a couple of those situations, because Alberto Del Rio won't be coming back at all. He has completely quit. He put in his notice for leaving the company 2 months ago, and I guess in that 2 months they've decided to suspend him for other reasons that I cannot remember at this point in time. And so the suspension coincides with his leaving, and he just won't be coming back. So I hope you enjoyed Del Rio while he was there, because who am I kidding? You didn't. And don't worry, you won't have to see him again. Next up on the list of updates is Eva Marie, because she also dyed her hair black like Paige. So now we got two black-haired women on SmackDown. All red everything? More like all red lies. You lie to the people about your red shit. No, literally, that's the news. Eva Marie dyed her hair black. Remember when, like, she used to be... Was she blonde before, or was she brunette? And then she went to red, but now she's got black hair. Fuck it! So, now we move on to the new news, the news. And I figured, since there's not really any major headlines, we'll just go through what's going on in the world of wrestling. We're leading up to Backlash on the WWE side of things. What's going on in the storytelling on Raw and SmackDown leading into Backlash? Well, first off, we have the big news that Finn Balor had to vacate the WWE Universal Championship after an injury suffered during his match with Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. So, now that the belt is vacated, we have to decide a new champion all over again. Remember that build up to Rollins vs. Balor? Hope you enjoyed it, because he's doing it all over again. Except not, it only lasted 2 weeks. So, how did they decide to decide a new champion? Well, let's set up a fatal four-way match. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, because obviously everyone loves that. Seth Rollins, yes. Roman Reigns was sarcastic. Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens in the thing, you got gold. You're shitting gold. You're like a fucking Lannister, you're shitting gold. So you got 3 out of the 4 spots decided. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens. What do you do next? It's obvious. It's obvious. You got Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. That's a built-in feud in the match right there. You got Kevin Owens in a vacant spot. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that you're going to put Big Cass in the match. I shit you not, ladies and gentlemen. Big Cass was the 4th member of this match. Rusev versus Big Cass, correct? Visualize this with me, if you will. So, Rusev is fighting Big Cass, one half of a tag team with Enzo Amore, correct? we're getting this shit. You see it happening. It's right there in the ring. Then Rusev just leaves. He gets a text from Lana like, hey, the gardener's late. I need you to come fix my roses. And Rusev's like, alright, I'll be there in a minute. So he walks out of the ring. And Big Cass is like, well, I guess I'm in the match now. And Enzo's like, well, this is easier than I thought. Tag Team Championship, who fucking needs them? Let me paint a picture as to why this was weird. Remember, let's take a step back in time. Let's say you're in the year fucking 2000. And it's like, hey, you know that match happening at WrestleMania? Where it's going to be Triple H, Big Show, The Rock, and I think it was Mick Foley. I'm a little intoxicated. I don't remember all the members of the match, but I think that was it. Yeah, man, I love that match. It's fucking great. It's going to be awesome. You know what would be even better, though? What's that? Well, first take the Big Show out of the match. He's like, all right, I'm cool. We're on the same page here. I like where you're going with this. But then, if you're taking Big Show out of the Fatal 4-Way, I mean, 4-Way means there's 4 people in it. So if you're taking Big Show out, you only got 3 people in there. Who are you going to put in to make 4? Hawk. That's fucking genius. That's what fucking happened here on Raw, ladies and gentlemen. Big Cass in the Fatal 4-Way. Luckily, it was an elimination match. So I'm going to tell you step by step what happened here. Kevin Owens on the top rope. Big Cass laid out on the ring. Big Kevin Owens goes for a frog splash, pins Big Cass. Big Cass is the first one eliminated. This Hawk problem solved. So then we got Owens, Reigns, and Rollins left in the match. What else is going to happen? It's obvious. You already see it in your head. You can see it happening as I'm saying it. Triple H comes back. What? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, WWE. Triple H comes out on Raw. Why? I don't know. But he comes out and he pedigrees Roman Reigns because we all want to see that feud continue, right? Gonna take another one. I'm gonna need every last fucking drop of it. So Roman Reigns gets pedigreed, right? We're on the same page here? Yeah, we're loving what's happening, right? I don't know who pins him, but Roman Reigns gets eliminated. So now we're down to Rollins and Owens. This is, you know what? I'm liking the way this is looking. I don't like how we got here, but I'm liking where we're at. It's not about the journey. It's about the destination. The exact opposite of every saying, every Chinese proverb. Fuck it. We're at the destination. The destination's not half bad. But then, while we're at the destination, we're taking a look at the Grand Canyon, the tourism, and all that, seeing the sights, right? Hey, this is a beautiful canyon. Nature created this astounding thing, this feat. And we're looking at it. We're able to feast our eyes upon this amazing structure created by just life. And then Triple H shows up and pedigrees it again. He pedigrees Seth Rollins. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, Kevin Owens is the second ever WWE Universal Champion. Let me lay it down. I like that. I like that Kevin Owens won the match. Why am I still sad? Because Triple H is the reason that Kevin Owens won the match. The first 25%, Kevin Owens did it by himself. Yeah, sure, whatever. Whoop-de-whoop, throw a parade. Then, alright, first of all, why bring Triple H back? What big, huge fucking story are you planning on telling and weaving for your audiences that you need Triple H to show up and interfere? Roman Reigns. People have opinions about him. He had a feud not too long ago with Mr. H. And it sucked. I'm going to say right now it was my least favorite feud of the year so far. Well, And then, Roman Reigns wins the feud. It sucks. Everyone boos. And then Triple H goes off TV for a little while. And we move on to bigger and better things. Dean Ambrose is WWE Champion. Yay, hip hop, hooray. And then now we're going back to that. We're going back to those dark times. You're making me think about the times when I was sad. You're bringing me back to that dark place. This is post-traumatic stress disorder. What not to do 101. You don't know. No, you don't do that. Now, the twist on the cake is that Seth Rollins also got pedigreed by Triple H. So what's going to happen there? Shield reunion! Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns versus Triple H and mystery opponent Sting at the fucking... No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. All your happy thoughts crushed because Triple H is back on television. I don't know where the Seth Rollins being pedigreed thing is going to go, but I know that Roman Reigns and Triple H being on opposing sides of the ring is still a thing, and that saddens me. But I digress. What else happened on Raw? Let's go through a quick rundown. So, Chris Jericho defeated Neville. Who the fuck? Who cares? Nia Jax beat local competitor number 64. Good for her. Sami Zayn defeated Jinder Mahal in a 6-person mixed tag team match. Bayley and the New Day defeated Dana Brooke and the Club. Oh, Bayley's on Raw now, by the way, in case anyone didn't mention. The best of 7 between Sheamus and Cesaro continued from SummerSlam, and Sheamus is 2-0. He beat Cesaro again. Cesaro tapped out? That's lame. Said everyone. Braun Strowman defeated local competitor number 65. Darren Young fought Titus O'Neil because we're back in this room now. He won, but then after the match, Titus beat him up. He also beat up Bob Backlund. What the hell? So that was Raw. What happened on SmackDown? So, not much of real consequence happened at SmackDown, but the one SmackDown storyline leading towards Backlash that is worth mentioning is that Dean Ambrose will be facing AJ Styles for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Other than that, we got another match set for Backlash from SmackDown's side of things, where Bray Wyatt will be facing Randy Orton because... why not? Orton's kind of like a snake, and Wyatt is kind of like a creepy guy, and obviously, creepy guy and snake, money. Tag team division development, obviously, okay, some news that was talked about previously is that SmackDown received new championship belts. They have their own tag team championships, which will be decided, I think, at Backlash. And they also have their own women's belt, which I believe is the same deal. In tag team division development, we have a new team. At least to me, this could be old news, but to me, it's news because Heath Slater is working his way towards the tag team championships, which will earn him a contract if he wins. A contract for SmackDown. His tag team partner, Rhino. Why not? Also, we got the debut of a brand new superstar, someone who I think will honestly someday main event WrestleMania, right up there with Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold, all those great names. We got Gary the Milkman Millman finally making his debut. I didn't even prepare enough fake shit to say for this. Who the fuck? He fought Kane. Why? Why'd he fight Kane? How fuck? So let's take a step away from the WWE. Away with you, WWE. We're moving on to bigger, well, no, much smaller, but sometimes better parts of the world. Let's go to Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor has introduced a new championship in their lineup. Obviously, everyone was looking at the new Ring of Honor Women's Championship, and they're all disappointed because fuck you, it's 6-man tag team championships. Why? I don't fucking know. I don't... Are there any 3-man teams in Ring of Honor? Not that I know of. Then again, I don't follow Ring of Honor that closely. Maybe you watching at home are like, dude, you don't know about the Triforce? The Triforce in Ring of Honor, composed of... I've backed myself into a corner. Those 3 guys? They're going to be the best 6-man tag team champions ever. And you're probably right. I mean, shit, leave it in the comments below. What are some 3-man teams in Ring of Honor? Because I honestly have no fucking idea. This seems like such a random inclusion to their lineup, and I don't get why this was the first thing they thought to do. It just feels random as shit. Like, they're like, oh, we're going to introduce a new championship. Shit, man, women might finally get a spot in Ring of Honor. There's been this talk about Women of Honor. It's been, like, built up. And then 6-man tag matches. You don't like that? You don't like that we're doing what New Japan did and is struggling to keep up? I mean, shit, Lucha Underground does it too, and they're doing pretty good with it. But you're one win, one loss doesn't mean that's the idea you got to go with. Women are always a good idea. You can quote me on that. Ring of Honor, if I had to give your idea a thumbs up or a thumbs down, I'd say let's take another drink. So let's move past Ring of Honor and let's look to the East, because we got some Japanese news, boy! So, for anyone who's not in the know, basically everyone except for Samuel Brooks, the G1 Climax happened in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and if you don't know what that is, I'm going to lay it down for you real quick. The G1 Climax is a round-robin style tournament where the winner gets to face a champion in New Japan of their choosing. Not necessarily the World Heavyweight Champion. They could go after the Intercontinental Belt. They could, I guess, find a partner and go after the tag belts. I'm not entirely sure of the details and specifics. They can at least go after 2 different kinds of belts. But, you know, whatever. Also, there's the Junior Heavyweight Championship, but... So, who won the G1 Climax? It's over. There's a winner. I'm going to tell you who it is, but I'm going to make you wait an extra 30 seconds or so to figure out who it was, because that's the style that I'm going with today. Well, let me first break down a little something here just to give you paint a picture. I want to paint a picture. I'm a storyteller. I like telling stories to you, the listeners of the stories. There's a lot of hand motions going on right now. So the round robin tournament of the G1 Climax is split up into 2 blocks. Pretend there are blocks here in my hands. You got block A and block B. So block A was won by Hiroki Goto, and if you don't know who he is, join the club. And block B came down to a tie in points between Kenny Omega and Tetsuya Naito. You might know who Kenny Omega is because he's at least, like, he's not Japanese, he's Canadian. Tetsuya Naito is basically the hottest shit in Japan right now. So they fight, and what happens when you put the hottest shit against the foreign shit? The foreign shit wins, apparently, because Kenny Omega won block B. So it's Goto versus Kenny Omega, the nobody versus the foreign shit. I'm going to give you 3 guesses what happened. Well, Goto, alright, I got to be fair. Goto's not a nobody. He's someone that New Japan wants to be a player in the main event, and the crowd's just not digging it yet. Like, they don't hate him, but they're like, you know what, man? Take a couple more years, figure your shit out. We'll give you a chance. But as of right now, So Goto versus Omega. Kenny Omega actually won the G1 Climax of 2016 and made history by becoming the first ever non-Japanese wrestler to win the G1 Climax, which means nothing as far as that accolade goes, but winning the G1 Climax means that he has earned a chance to face a champion of his choosing. He might go after the World Heavyweight Champion, which is Kazuchika Okada, my personal favorite in New Japan. He might go after Michael Elgin, the Intercontinental Champion. Actually, Michael Elgin beat Kenny Omega to become Intercontinental Champion, so it would make a little bit of sense if he went after that belt. But he might go after the big gold. You never know. I don't know, because there are strict weight classes in New Japan, and since Kenny Omega is a heavyweight, I don't think he can challenge the junior heavyweight champion, obviously. So I think those are his only two options, but it'll be interesting to see which one he picks, because Okada versus Kenny Omega will be awesome, and then a rematch between Elgin and Omega would also be awesome. So we'll see what happens. But before Okada even has to consider what Kenny Omega is going to pick, he has to face Marufuji. I think I'm getting that name right. Yeah, Naomichi Marufuji in a championship match later on down the line. But it'll be his next title defense nonetheless. Now we move back. Going all the way back to North America, because we got to talk TNA. It sucks. I honestly haven't had a chance to listen to the Suplah lately. I regret that. I want to catch up on it, but I haven't had a chance to watch it as of the recording of this video. So, I don't know if it's been talked about yet. Let's discuss the Hardy vs. Hardy feud. And at the very least, even if it's been talked about before, I'll give you my opinions on it. So, we all saw Final Deletion, right? Hardy vs. Hardy. Winner gets to keep the Hardy name. Loser does something undisclosed. Matt Hardy wins, which means Jeff Hardy loses the Hardy name. What happens to him? I'll tell you. Because fucking hashtag broken Matt Hardy shows up on Impact. And I don't know the extent of the situation, but basically, over the course of the last few weeks of TNA programming, Jeff Hardy has become, I don't know if it's actually part of his name, but he is also hashtag broken, Brother Nero. He's actually using that as his ring name. Fuck! I don't know where the hell they're going to go with this. Because they're in a tag team now. They're working together. Brother Nero and Broken Matt Hardy is a tag team in TNA. Timeout! Let's fucking look at the TNA roster, because I don't think the Suplah has done this in a little while. Let's look at TNA Impact Wrestling. I'm literally Googling this as we speak. Can you believe that when I Googled the TNA Impact roster, TNA's website isn't the first thing that comes up? What does that say? What does that say about life? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, breaking news for me at least. Turns out Broken Matt Hardy is scheduled to face Crazy Steve. Why did they do this? Oh no. Oh, but it's not a pay-per-view match. It's just going to happen on Impact. September 1st. Don't watch it. Also scheduled for September 1st episode of Impact is EC3 versus Eli Drake. Is Eli Drake the one with the dummy button? I think he is. Also on September 1st, Champion Lashley. Oh, Miracle. What's his real name? Oh God, I'm forgetting it. Oh God, no. This is bad. The Miracle. You know his name. Shit! Mike Bennett. That's his name, Mike Bennett. Mike Bennett versus Bobby Lashley for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. When did that happen? Okay, so literally I'm scrolling through TNA's website and I can't find their roster. This is weird. Why isn't there a roster page on their website? Okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to go to a third-party website to find the TNA roster. Give me a moment. Okay, so seeing that this is on Wikipedia, the only source I could find with the TNA roster, forgive if this is outdated. I literally have no fucking idea because TNA's official website doesn't have a roster page, at least that I can find. I'm going to go ahead and blame this if it's there and I just didn't see it. It's empty now. Great. Look what you made me do, Impact. So we got Abyss, Aiden O'Shea, Al Snow. He's just a manager, to be fair. He's manager of the Tribunal. Andrew Everett, Aaron Rex, Baron Dax, Basil Baraka. Those last two names are the Tribunal, by the way. Bram, Braxton Sutter, Brother Nero, Caleb Conley, Crazy Steve, Davey Richards, DJ Z, Drew Galloway, Eddie Edwards, Eli Drake, Ethan Carter III, Grado. Didn't he get fired and now then he became the Great Odarg or some shit? Fuck it, whatever. Gregory Shane Helms, who's just a manager of the Helms Dynasty, which is Andrew Everett and Trevor Lee, who's later on this roster. Spoiler alert, Trevor Lee's on the roster. Al.
Sorry!
Jesse Goddard. Lashley. I was apparently incorrectly calling him Bobby Lashley. They've removed his first name. Whatever. I can't even bring up the emotion enough to care. Whatever. Mahabali Shera. Mandrews. Marsh Rocket? Marshy? Marshy Marsh and the Funky Bunch. That's what I'm calling whoever that is. Matt Hardy. Mike Bennett. Moose. Robbie E. Rockstar Spud. Tiger Uno. We already know about Trevor Lee. And then Tyrus. That's it. That's literally the entire roster. Oh, wait, okay. So, Marshy Marsh and the Funky Bunch was definitely a guy because the female wrestlers are separated. The knockouts are in a separate list. I didn't see that. Okay, so let's list all the knockouts. Allie. Great start. Gail Kim. Jade. Laurel Van Ness. Madison Rain. She's still there? Maria. Marty Bell. Raquel. Rebel. Rebby Hardy. Why is she on the roster? Rosemary. And Sienna. So to put this in perspective, we have 32 actual male wrestlers 3 of which are inactive. And we have 9 actual women wrestlers, because 3 of these women here listed are only valets, and only 8 of them are active. Rebel has been inactive for over 30 days. Only 40 active competitors? It's TNA for you. So that's all the news I got, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this solo drunk edition of the Suplah. If you like what you see, which I don't know why you would, you can subscribe right here to the Suplah's YouTube channel. You can also go to suplah.com where you can get access to the broadcast, news articles, all sorts of shit. You can also find the broadcast on iTunes if you search the Suplah broadcast. Jesus Christ, the Suplah broadcast. Search that on iTunes podcast and you'll find an excellent show where we talk shit for 4 hours. You can also follow the Suplah on Twitter. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, all that shit. Pretty soon we'll probably have a Snapchat. And keep an eye out for ways that you can support the Suplah in the future. Also, we have a store. If you go to redbubble.com/people/the-Suplah, you can buy our merchandise. How great is that? You can follow me specifically on Twitter at NoNoAkimbo. And I think that's all we got, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you once again for watching. And tune in next week for a completely normal and sober edition of the Suplah. I've been Carmine Antonelli, and I hope you have a great week. Enjoy wrestling or don't watch wrestling. I don't give a shit. As long as you have a good time. And I'll see you whenever I see you. Bye-bye.